Should an accident of birth debar any child from reaching his or her full potential? This is a question I often ponder about. Let me tell you a story about BC. BC is a young friend of mine. One afternoon, I was walking by her school and I saw her crying. And so she was incoherent, so she couldn't talk. I spoke to a teacher and a teacher told me our school was selected for a statewide event hosted during the Children's Day. And at the event, pupils were selected randomly to participate in an impromptu debate and quiz competition. And BC represented the school. Unfortunately, she was up against children from better schools who had experience with things like this. As such, our school came last in the competition. End of quote. BC is a very smart kid, so I could completely understand why she was crying. Perhaps, if BC attended one of these better schools, she would have performed equally well. Her performance fell short because BC attends a poor school. She attends a poor school because that's what her parents can afford. Her parents are low-income earners. BC has low-income parents because of the accident of birth. There are a lot of BCs in a lot of underserved communities around us, especially in Africa. And it was against this backdrop that in 2014, I founded a learning hub in an area called Agbado in the southwest of Nigeria, where we provided access to learning materials, games, and educational resources. And we had two goals. We wanted to augment the schoolwork of the children in that area and also simulate learning experiences similar to what their counterparts in more privileged communities had access to. And it occurred to me in the period since we began the Learning Hub that these children are not so different from one another. Every child is enthusiastic, very hyperactive, and just wants to have fun. Perhaps the subtle difference I noticed was, whereas the privileged children who live in the wealthier communities were savvy with computers, were well-groomed, 60% of the children who come to this hub had limited access to computer, barely had storybooks, and a lot of them had never seen board games. And it gradually dawned on me that where a child is born and raised, more often than not, determines what will become of his or her future. Education, which is supposed to be the equalizer, has gradually become a socio-economic divisor. According to the SDG 2017 World Bank report, children from urban areas are 3 times more likely than their counterparts from rural areas to complete 9 years of schooling. The community learning hub that we found has metamorphosed into a social enterprise, which we call REAL initiative. REAL means reading to enhance excellence in learning. We partner with communities to develop learning hubs so that children can have access to learning resources. We believe that when children have access to reading resources, regular use of the internet, and interaction with peers and mentors to play board games, we will gradually close the gap between communities where there's access to quality education and communities where there's limited access to education. Real is, however, not enough. Africa's population is growing at an exponential rate compared to the amount of hubs Real can ever open. Did you know that 17 million children in Africa? Did you know that as of 2012, 17 million children in Africa were not in school, and 37 million children were learning so little that they were not so different from those children that were not in school. Just in April 2017, the former president of Tanzania quoted that 100 million children were out of school in Africa, and these numbers keep growing every day. I've been opportune to be part of the Mandela Washington Fellowship, and I sat in a room with 25 aspiring young leaders over a 6-week period, and I realized that we all have one thing in common. We all understand that every life matters and deserves a chance to be who he or she wants to be. And so I choose to share all of my burden with everybody today. And I asked 2 questions. What will become of Africa's human capital if we fail to pay attention to the critical mass of poorly trained kids? How might we leaders of today ensure that the Africa we strive to build continues to grow and develop in the hands of a competent generation next? Thank you.